Hi everyone, welcome to Grandison Espresso Lounge. This is your virtual coffee table, a place where we catch up with our PTs, OTs, nurses, and of course, our partners. My name is Daryl from the MMM Recruitment Services, a marketing associate at Grandison, and your host for today's another episode of Espresso Lounge. Hi again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening sa ating mga viewers wherever you are right now. No, I hope this new episode of Grandison Espresso Lounge ay magiging inspiration sa ating mga aspiring Filipino PTs that would like to work and live in the United States as a PT, OT, or nurses man niya. So today's we have a very special guest for this episode. Let's all welcome PT Patricia Luis Moreno Potente. Hello, ma'am.
Hello po. Hello
Yeah.
everyone. Thank you for having me.
Yan, have a short slump introduction naman para mas makilala pa tayo ng ating mga viewers, ma'am.
Okay, hello again. My name is Trisha. I've been working. So actually I worked in Grandison from August 2019 until August 2024. So I recently finished my contract and then yes, I'm back to like the same facility and I'm just like really grateful and I hope like this message inspires everyone who's trying to work abroad. And then like again for me, I'm a BS Physical Therapy graduate since 2014 at De La Salle Health Sciences Institute in Cavite. And then, yeah, I started working in August 2019 in New York.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am, for that wonderful short self introduction, ma'am. Ma'am, kakatapos lang kasi ng ating PTLE, no, dito sa local boards exam dito sa Pilipinas, ma'am. Before tayo mag-proceed, ma'am, sa ating tayo to interview, ma'am, can you give us them a inspiration message, ma'am, para baka gusto nila ituloy yung kanilang profession as PT no sa United States, ma'am.
So I would just like to say, like, of course, if it's gonna be a transition, so for me, I really like prayed hard for it. I consulted my family, my friends, because it's gonna be my first time in moving. So when I passed the physical therapy exam in the Philippines. So I looked for options for like work and all that. So this opportunity came in because of my batchmates who did it first. And then I asked for more feedback and all that. And then I
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, let's give it a try. And then after praying hard and like consulting with family and friends, so this is where I was led to. And then, yeah, I feel like it's really a great opportunity if you really want to explore, like in terms of your career. So, yeah, it's something I really recommend.
So may mga colleague ka na pala dito sa United States. That's why na-inspire ka rin ma'am mag-work sa Amerika. So thank you so much, ma'am, no. Ma'am, ito ma'am, no, number one mo kagad, ma'am. Kamusta ka na and how long have you been in the United States, ma'am?
Thank you for asking. I'm good po. So actually, so again, I mentioned earlier, I started in August 2019 and then I finished my contract in the same facility in August 2024. So I stayed here for 5 years in New York. So I worked in the Bronx. And then I came home to the Philippines for like a few months because it was my first time to go home after 5 years. So yeah, very like homesick at first. That's what I felt. And then after being refreshed, some time with like loved ones and family, I came back. I applied to the same facility. It's no longer under Grandison, but I heard from Mr. Avi and like Miss Alyssa that once a Grandison, always a Grandison. So that's how I really feel like grateful and all that.
So yung tiyatak na sinapuso na ni ma'am pat yung ano no pagiging Grandison scholar niya. So yun ma'am, no. Ma'am, na mention niyo, ma'am, no, you having a homesick, ma'am. So paano mo naman nalabanan yung pagkakaroon ng homesick, ma'am?
So for about like, being homesick, it's really a blessing that at least my facility, they were very nice and like welcoming because like when I first started, I was like the youngest therapist there, I think. So I felt welcome just because they were like telling me, okay, this is what you're supposed to do. It's okay to make mistakes and all that. And also my director, she's also a Filipina, and I have like other coworkers that are Filipinos, but like pre like basically everyone in the facility was welcoming and they were able to like train me well. And also like I had a great support system in my family, even though they're back home, and also the friends that I had here. So every weekend we usually meet and let's just go out, have like brunch or something. So when you get together with them, you don't feel so far away from home.
So may mga friends na rin pala kaagad si ma'am, no? Then ma'am, na-mention niyo ma'am, 'no, you have colleague ma'am na Filipino PTs din ma'am. So, medyo enlighten lang natin siya ma'am, 'no. Paano naman nakatulong pagkakaroon ng Filipino PT sa same facility?
So for me, this isn't just for myself. I've heard like a lot of stories from other therapists. Like for instance, it's their first time to like be in a different country. So usually Filipinos are very welcoming. Like they would ask you, where do you live? Do you already have a car and stuff like that? So at least your transition would be smoother and like you won't feel like so left out and lost just because they know how it feels to when you first start. So they usually like guide you
Mm.
like how to just
So
like go around, yun po.
so
And just like
pinapairal
work in general as well.
so pinapairal pa rin pala ng ating mga Pilipinos, 'no, yung pagiging hospitality nila sa ibang
Yes.
bansa, 'no? Just
Yes
like
po.
Ma'am Patricia, 'no, na-mention niya na tawag dito, paano, tayo dito alagaan, kamustahin si Ma'am Pat, 'no, then sa
Yeah.
kanya. So, how was your work naman in the United States, ma'am? Can you give us a description, 'no, of your job as a physical therapist in a skilled nursing facility or rehab facility setting?
Mm-hmm. So I work in the Bronx in a skilled nursing facility. So it's very different from what I experienced back home in the Philippines because we don't have that many nursing homes, I believe. So
Mm.
back home, it's usually like sports or like hospital or like outpatient. So in skilled nursing facilities, what happens is like from the hospital, the patient or the resident, they go straight to the skilled nursing homes just so they would be prepared to like how they'll be when they go home. Like for instance, can they walk? Can they take the stairs? Can they even do sit the stands from the bed to the chair? So
Mm.
like it's an adjustment for me just because we weren't usually dealing with that type of
Mm.
demographic, like
Mm.
return to home and all that. Because you usually had them like already ambulatory, let's say, or like
Mm.
very dependent if they're in the hospital. So that's the main difference po, because it's
Mm.
like it's from hospitalization up to going home.
So, ma'am, 'no, can you give us, no, ma'am, 'no, na idea about your experience sa pasyente mo diyan sa, skilled nursing facility, 'no? How was your experience, nagkakaroon ba ng bullying or like kasi may mga PTs kasi ako na narinig, 'no, na mention nila sa akin na 'pag Filipino PTs daw, mas minamahal ng mga pasyente. Tama ba, ma'am?
So let's talk about yung like medyo negative aspect muna.
Mm.
So when you first go in, like for me personally, when I introduce myself, hi, I'm Trisha, I'm your PT for today. They look at me and they feel like probably I seem like I'm too young, like for them. Not because
Mm.
like, oh, like age-wise, but just because like maybe of course I'm shorter and all that. So they're like thinking, aren't you too young to be a therapist? But then after like talking to them, like proving that you know what you're doing to like help them, they slowly open up to you. And then after that, like what you said nga po, na parang mas minamahal yung therapist. Kasi I feel like we Filipinos, we have that like natural like instinct, okay, we need to help this resident, we want to prepare them for going home, we want them to be back with their families, so we try to help them as much as we can. So parang yung mapagmahal towards like elders and all that,
Mm.
we have that because I've worked with like some other therapists, like medyo they're like stricter in a way. Sometimes yung Filipinos may konting lambing,
Mm.
feeling mo like lolo or lola mo yung tinitreat mo in a way. So that sometimes works too
So
for
yun,
yung
'no?
sa specific demographic, yeah.
Oh, how nice naman, 'no, ma'am, na gano'n pala, 'no? Kasi kumbaga kung may good cop, may bad cop na, kung may bad cop, may good cop, ay ating mga Filipino PT. So, what is the biggest achievement na, ma'am, and challenge that you had experienced throughout your contract with Grandison naman, ma'am?
For me, personally, yung biggest like challenge would be during the pandemic because I was here that time. So when it started, we didn't really know what was going on. So even before the vaccines, even before we knew what it was about, like before we even knew the symptoms, it was like going around, like it started like a hospital adjacent to my facility in that area. So we were like, okay, what's going on? What are we gonna expect? So, and people were thinking that time, mga 2 weeks lang yan, it's gonna be fine. And then it lasted for like years and all that. So it was just scary at first because you don't know what's gonna happen. Like job security is not there sometimes too. And even yung feeling that, okay, if I get sick, will I be hospitalized? Will I like survive it and all that? And it's also a sad part, like, because when you get sick, usually you're gonna be fine. But then when the older population gets sick, usually yung effects are like until right now, like some people have like long COVID and all that. So sometimes they don't even survive that. So that was really hard during that time. And then I guess yung achievement for like PTs as well is like if you are able to like send a resident home, like if they haven't been home for a long time, they miss their families, and then if they go home, you feel like at least you did your job because you
Mm-mm.
were able to do like a safe discharge, so they're gonna be back to how they were before, even if not 100%. At least you did your part.
So yung ma'am nabanggit mo yung challenges mo ma'am 'no, during the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic. So how did you overcome it naman ma'am yung mga challenges na yun?
So me personally, like before I left or whatever I do before, like especially during that time, I just prayed and I tried to calm myself down because I won't be able to accomplish anything if I panic. And I also think that if I get sick, I could pass it on easily dun sa other residents that I have. So I tried to like obviously mask up and everything just to be careful because if ever I do get sick, I'm also endangering other people. Like for instance, I had a roommate that time.
Mm,
So I tried to be as careful as I could. And then when the vaccine was made available, I made sure, and also the facility made sure that employees would have it too, just so it won't spread, like,
mm,
especially to those who are like most at risk for it.
mm.
So, yun po.
Ayan, so ma'am, na-mention ma'am before ma'am may kasama ka sa yung, sa room tama or sa kung saan ka nag-stay. How about now ma'am, sino ang kasama mo ngayon or may mga kasama ka rin ba na Filipino PTs 'no? Kasi yung mga interview ko before 'no, ang ginawa nila nagsama-sama sila sa isang, house 'no, para maka-less sila ng expenses. Ikaw ma'am, ano yung ginawa mong strategy before ma'am para maka-less ka din ng expenses?
So, when I came to New York po in August 2019, I first stayed sa Grandison staff house, which is like very helpful po, especially if you, like, it's your first time to be in America and then like you don't have a job yet, you don't know what you're doing. So the staff house really helps because like everything's like provided there for you already. And then I was fortunate enough that like at least five or like six people from Grandison were already
Mm,
there. And then some of them I knew like from the review, some of them I knew like from way back, and then some of them I just met there. So we immediately like had a bond, and up to now we're still friends. We still go
mm,
out. So that was the start po during that was like 2019. And then in 2020, my roommate that time, because she works in the facility, like the sister facility of my current facility.
mm,
So we moved in po sa Bronx just so we won't have that long of a commute because like the Grandison staff house was in Brooklyn.
mm,
So when we transferred to the Bronx, which is like, like it's a bit more like not really dangerous, but just like it's more like in the city. So I guess um I would prefer to live there if I was with someone. So I moved in
mm,
with my roommate and then we stayed there for like 5 years. So
mm.
it was good. And then right now, since actually I was just gonna stay for like a few months here because I have to go home again in the
Mm,
Philippines like next month. So I actually live in my friend's house. She's also part of Grandison. So
mm. So
yeah. So
baka
usually,
mm,
yeah.
So, baka ma'am 'no, baka puwede mo kaming i-top ma'am 'no, balik mo ng Pilipinas sa magkaroon tayo ng homecoming 'no, at i-celebrate natin
Yeah.
sa tama ba, sa
Mhm.
Lasal 'yan. Baka puwede natin
Yes po.
i-celebrate yung homecoming mo ma'am, just tap us lang ma'am. So
Yes
yun
po.
ma'am 'no, na-mention mo rin before na medyo babalik lang tayo ma'am na dun sa
Mhm.
pandemic era,
Yeah.
being a PT ma'am. So hindi ka ba nag-alala, hindi ka ba nag-worry 'no, kasi sabi mo 2019 tama ba ma'am, na-deploy ka sa United
Yeah.
States and then after a
Mhm.
months 'no, nagkaroon ng pandemic. Hindi ka ba nag-worry na, mawawalan na ako ng work, possible 'no,
Mhm.
ma-deport na papuntang Pilipinas, babalik na ako sa Pilipinas. Hindi ka
Mhm.
ba nag-worry before sa mga, during that time ma'am na mawawalan ka na ng work? And then, napanghawakan ba ni Grandison yung sinasabi niya secure placement? Yeah.
Mhm. Definitely po. So again, I lived in the staff house for like around 6 months. And then when we moved in sa Bronx po, probably a week or 2 weeks after we moved in sa Bronx, the pandemic like
Mm,
started. So that was in like I think like March 2020. So we had to like adjust a lot. Of course, yung fear of like job security. But yeah, we didn't really have any issues with
mm,
it. So our caseload was consistent. We were being taken care of. Yung vaccines were like provided. So I didn't really have any issues. Like Grandison really did make sure that you will be taken care of. Like for me personally, it didn't really affect it as much as yung like psychological aspect of it, like okay, will I get sick, this and that. I didn't
mm.
really think of like sa job security aspect po.
So,
So
no
it was
worries
good.
pala. No worries pala
Yes
si
po.
ma'am dun. So, ma'am,
Opo.
during your first day no ma'am sa United States or how did you prepare ma'am for your first day of work? Can you describe the first day of your arrival sa skilled nursing facility or where you were assigned, ma'am?
Mm-hmm. So again, sobrang blessing po because when I first started, yung roommate ko po na na-mention ko earlier, she already started there for like a week or 2 weeks. And then she got deployed somewhere else. So even before I started, I had a bit of an idea like how we treat in a skilled nursing facility. Like these are the staff here, these are the stuff that you would need to do. So when I came in, of course, yung commute nga po and everything, it's like different for everybody. But fortunately, yung commute going there is not that bad. We just take the subway. And then when I first got in, I'm like, okay, this looks like a hospital. That's what I thought. And then when I noticed more, so there are patients that are there for short term. So it means it's not their home. They're only there to get therapy or to get like treatment for like their medical issues. And then for higher floors kasi of my facility, there are long-termers there. So that's their home. So I remember even during my orientation, I was told make sure to knock on the doors because this is their home. This is not just like a hospital or anything. This is where they live.
Mm,
So yun po yung parang etiquette like with that. So it was like a change for me,
mm,
but
mm.
yeah, it
So
was very
yun.
good naman po in
Mm.
transitioning.
So yun ma'am, do you recommend ba ma'am na having experience first in the Philippines before you work in the United States?
Yeah, I do recommend that. Like, it's just hard to look for very similar type of facilities SNFs because like here there's like home care and all that. It's like
Mm,
kind of the same, I guess, with how it is back home in the Philippines. But in terms of like establishing your treatment or your rapport with your patient or like how you make quick decision making as well, I feel like it's gonna help you and also you're doing your documentation even if it's like
mm,
completely different,
mm,
the
mm,
fact that you're able to have experience with doing documentation and all that, I feel like it's gonna help. It's not like mandatory just because like some of my friends here that are PTs, they weren't PTs, they didn't practice PTs back
mm,
home,
mm,
but they're still able to like work well here.
mm,
But I
mm,
just feel like it's gonna help you in like one way or another.
So, ma'am, how have you experienced ba ma'am na magkaroon ulit ng new colleague 'no, from the Philippines na and then especially, Grandison scholar din siya 'no, na
Mm-hmm.
nagsha-shadow sa likod mo ma'am, na ikaw na
Mm,
mismo nagtuturo sa kanila paano
yeah.
gagawin?
This happened probably like 2 years ago po. Not directly PT,
Mm-mm.
but I had an experience na OT.
Mm-mm.
So Grandison sent an OT. Then I was surprised. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that Grandison actually like has nurses and OTs as well.
Mm-mm.
So I just like did evaluations with the OT, and then like I just taught her like the ins and outs of the facility, like how it is to document. I just shared like my drafts and all that in doing like documentations, how you treat and all that. So it's a good experience then po, because I feel like it's full circle, like
Mm-mm.
how I was being taught when I started at first. So it's like paying it forward in a way.
So yun no guys no sa ating mga upcoming mga aspiring Filipino PTs no, once sa United States kayo tapos na-assign kayo sa facility ni Ma'am Patricia, yan yung pwede kayong lumapit sa kanya, nandiyan siya no,
Yes
para
po,
tulungan
welcome po.
kayo yan. So siya yung magiging ate nyo sa United States. So yun ma'am, do you recommend how was your relationship pala with the facility or with your boss or with your co-employees ma'am dyan sa assigned facility ma'am?
So, in general po, I came back actually because like I said earlier, I was in the Philippines like for a vacation for a little bit after I finished my contract. I came back because like the facility, like the staff itself, like I felt like they became my family when I was here. So I didn't really have any family when I came here for the first time, but then after that, I knew that I wanted to work there, like, and not like apply anywhere else, because
Mm.
that's how I felt, like very, again, very welcoming. Like I learn every day from them, and then like of course there are times that you're gonna have trouble at work and all that. They always have your back 100%.
Mm.
So I really like the relationship also. Like in my director, like even if she can be strict at times, but that's really good because you get to learn from her, and like how it really is to be a PT and be a patient advocate as well. Not You're not just like working just to earn. So
Mm.
you're working because you want the patients to be better, and you're like enriching your skills as a PT as well. That's what I learned from my director.
So yun naman talaga no. Number one
Mm-hmm.
talaga nag-PT kayo dahil gusto niyo talaga makatulong sa mga pasyente.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
or number two na yung pagpapayaman sa United States no. So yung
Mm-hmm.
ma'am, did you encounter problems ba ma'am with your facility? Kasi kanina na-mention na natin with the patient no. How about the
Mm-hmm.
facility naman ma'am? Is there's any problems you encounter or is Grandison naman ba there? Andiyan naman si Grandison to help you?
Yes po, pero fortunately, I didn't really have any issues with my facility. And even if I hear sometimes, like for example, there's this thing that we called yung PDPM po before. So
Mm,
that was the reason why like most of the facilities, they had like adjustments. For example, they needed to let go of some of the PT staff and all that. What I heard from them naman, from my friends, that let's say they weren't like called anymore by their facility, Grandison helped them immediately to like find like a specific placement po. So which
mm,
is really good po. That's all I've been hearing like about Grandison, even if I didn't have any issues myself. Like Grandison like makes sure that they would have a placement, they would have a
mm,
place to stay and all that, even if it's their first time here.
mm. So yun 'no, kaya nga bumalik ulit si Ma'am Pat sa
Yeah.
facility niya kasi nagustuhan niya talaga 'no. So
Mm-hmm.
number one 'no, so family ang turingan nila dun sa facility. So
Mm-hmm.
ma'am 'no, what advice naman can you give to new PTs 'no, who are soon to come to the United States ma'am?
Mm-hmm. An advice, I guess I would say, is prepare for it, because like for me, I'm like used to being babied back home
Mm,
in the Philippines. So here, like everything that you do, everything that you need, you have to do it on your own. But then you're gonna have friends and like let's say coworkers who are supporting you along the way, and also like enrich your faith, because like during times that you feel like it's just you, at least when you pray and everything, you'll be comforted, you'll have more like strength to move on.
mm,
And like I also noticed like back home, okay, if I really can't work and do all that, I can stay. But then here, if I don't work if I choose to just like stay at home, okay, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna pay the bills and all that? So fortunately, you have a lot of people here, I guess like in New York, they know that like what the hustle is about. So just continue what you're doing and just, like don't be afraid to ask for help. You're not supposed to know everything on your first day anyway. So it's okay to make mistakes, but just be open, I guess. Like if you don't know something, you have to say so just so you won't like endanger like how the patient is and all that.
Mm-mm.
So, yun po, just like lakasan lang ang loob in a way. I
Mm-mm.
mean, it's gonna be hard for like when you start, I guess, but then you'll enjoy it. Like some of the best years of your life, you're gonna enjoy it here.
So yun 'no, number one sabi ni ma'am. And then na-mention naman niya kanina 'no, pray. Yeah, mag-pray lang
Mm-hmm.
talaga. And then number two, lakasan niyo talaga yung loob niyo. So, andiyan
Mm-hmm.
naman si Ma'am Pat 'no, sa ating mga soon 'no, na PT na pupunta ng United States. Nandiyan po si Ma'am Pat in case na ma-assign kayo sa kanyang facility 'no, nandiyan po siya to, tap
Mm-hmm.
'no, kung may need kayong malaman 'no. 'Di bale ng magkaroon ng mistake but not always 'no. So yun ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
yung first day mo diyan or yung papunta ka na sa United States ma'am, may tourist destination ka bang gustong-gusto mo kaagad puntahan or any investment you earn or work hard or in your year ma'am working in the United States ma'am, you have ba or why did you choose to go that destination naman na always after, pagkakaroon ka ng break, your day off, pupunta ka dun kaagad?
Mm-hmm. Me personally, it was always my dream na makapunta sa Times Square. So like when I first got there like at nighttime, so as in like wow talaga yung feeling. And then I also went during the daytime after. And then I'm like, okay, I love it like both times, both day and
Mm,
night. So kasi I usually just saw it like some movies before and all that. Pero like on my weekends off, I usually go to the city because I'm a huge foodie. So I really like to explore yung mga different like mga restaurant or like yung
mm,
mga dessert shops even before when I was back home.
mm,
So I did like my research in a way. So I go there like to unwind and like out with
mm,
friends just so like that's what I noticed here too. Like they work very hard on the
mm.
weekdays. Sometimes they even have 2 to 3 jobs because for example they're supporting their family, they have like mortgage and all that. And then on weekends they really like to have fun po. So
Mm,
that's another like yung work culture then and
mm.
like yung weekends is like
So
really enjoyable
mm,
too.
pagka weekend kaagad 'no, sabi ni ma'am 'no, she likes to travel and then to explore pa yung mga states na
Mm-hmm.
saan ka na ba nakapunta ma'am? No,
O sa
if
mga different state, not so much. But I usually just go around dun sa city, sa Manhattan.
mm,
So like I
mm,
just explore there. And then like I went to like Connecticut, like New Jersey, yung mga close by. I don't usually go
mm,
like far away. Kasi
mm,
for me, I have like a little like list of the
mm,
stuff that I want to go around in sa New York pa lang. So that's what I'm doing now.
Baka puwede mo i-share sa'min ma'am 'no, yung mga photos and
Yeah.
videos niyo ma'am. So yun ma'am,
Yeah.
what is the best thing about working with Grandison naman ma'am? Or in
Dun
the
sa
facility, gano'n?
Mm-hmm. So with Grandison first po, so I never felt that like I was alone because like when even before you get here, like you're gonna get like assistance with your documents, your requirements, and they're like very prompt in responding to your questions. They'll even call you like if you have any issues with it. I remember that time I had like some issues with my medical, like my physical exam. So they were replying very quickly. They were giving solutions, like what I can do just so I can leave on time. Dun sa flight ko po. And then when I got here, like may sumusundo pa po sa amin like sa airport and then they're gonna take us to the staff house and then the staff house you already have like internet like and all that and then like most of it is like provided for you any assistance you need like if you needed like a car and all that like my friends they received like help from Grandison like how to do all that and even like if you have problems with your facility so just let them know don't hesitate to like call so yeah and then my facility like again like I mentioned like they're very welcoming I'll never stop saying that like you feel at home when you first start working there So yeah, because even if like in the Bronx, sometimes they say it's more dangerous there. Like I have coworkers who make sure that I get home like safe po and all that.
Mm.
So it's ganong level siya. So it's
Mm.
like yeah.
So safe naman pala talaga do sa ano 'no, sa,
Mm-hmm.
state kung saan napunta si Ma'am Pat 'no.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't worry na in case
Mm-hmm.
na magkaroon kayo ng hearsay na hindi pala safe dun. Andiyan po si
Mm-hmm.
Miss Patricia, si PT Patricia na magpapatunay
Mm-hmm.
na safe po dun sa state na 'yan. So Ma'am 'no,
Mm-hmm.
how did working in geriatric skilled nursing facility Ma'am change your life and career outlook? And why should the other Grandison PT Ma'am finish their contract just like you Ma'am?
For me, like even back when I was in the Philippines during internship,
Mm,
I felt like I had a stronger connection dun sa elderly, sa geriatric populations, unlike yung with kids or like yung mga athletes for sports. Just because I feel like, like Filipinos, I guess, were very like, yung close family ties and all that. So I feel like it's easier to like build a relationship or yung rapport with the patients just to inspire them, okay, you need to go home, so this is what you're gonna do, you're gonna have to do therapy and all that. Like sometimes you would get refusal, sometimes you're gonna get like patients who don't want to do anything, but like for me, just try to encourage them that like their current situation, like in a nursing home, if they want to, they can still go home. So it's like up to them and then up to you to help them in doing that. And then like for me, it's just like very fulfilling. Like even if like a resident just says like a simple thank you, or if you just see that they're walking better or they need like less assistance like than how you did like last week with them. So I feel like it's very fulfilling. That's why like I said I'm gonna finish my contract, and like I even applied after I finished it to the same place. So yeah. For
so
me
you
that changed my life po
mm.
talaga.
So
Yung
yun
naging
talaga
impact.
'no, that's why you're there in the United States 'no,
Mm-hmm.
to fulfill your dream as physical therapist 'no. Like sabi nga ni Ma'am
Mm-hmm.
nakaka-fulfill 'no,
Mm-hmm.
napakasaya so once yung, inaalagaan mo nakakatayo na, nakakauwi
Mm-hmm.
na 'no, yun,
Mm-hmm.
number one gift yun sa ating mga physical therapist na
Mm-hmm.
makikita nila yung mga pasyente nila nakakalakad na ulit and then nakakauwi na sa
Mm-hmm.
kanilang, sariling tahanan.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, now that you finish your contract, ma'am, no, with Grandison, what next for you?
Um,
Even
so,
even though na nag-apply ka sa facility, no, ma'am, na,
mm-hmm.
kung saan ka nagtapos ng contract with Grandison. What next for you, ma'am? Baka may other ba? May family na ba? Naghahanap na ba ng
Um,
AFAM?
actually po, so I've, yun pa, another aspect po, to like my work here is like, nag-LDR po kami nung fiancé ko. So, we've been together like since 2011. So, when I needed to leave here, so yun nga po, nag-LDR kami. And then, fortunately, he was able to have like a vacation here. So, after 4 years and 11 months, we saw each other. So, we had like a trip here during like a few weeks, so days off. So I showed him around New York and all that. And then, so again, I went home after a while. And actually, I'm gonna get married po in August. That's why I'm leaving again by
Oh,
end of
okay.
June.
This is
So,
noted,
and then
ma'am.
after that, yes po. And then after that po, I'll bring him here like for a vacation again. So, I come back to work like around September. So,
Okay.
yun po. That's what's next for me.
Ayan, no. So, congratulations in advance, ma'am,
Thank you
no?
po.
Ayan. And then, ma'am, would you recommend Grandison to your friends or, and why,
Yes
no?
po. Mm-hmm. Yes po. Like, I usually like tell like the other Grandison staff, like when they ask me, I have like no complaints about Grandison personally in my experiences. Like from start to finish po, even before I got here. Like I felt like I was like secure with them po. Because like I had some friends before that were like, okay, like this feels like very sketchy, yung like agency or something nila. Like, and I never felt that, to be honest po. So, yun po, I highly recommend it. Yun po, kasi, like, when you start, like, you know the difference po.
Mm.
So,
So
Yun lang. You
yun,
can see for yourself na lang.
ayan. So you can see for yourself, sabi ni ma'am, no? So join na here
Mm-hmm.
at Grandison sa ating mga
Mm-hmm.
Filipino PTs, no? Na would like to work and dream to live in the United States. Ma'am, again, no, ma'am, what is your message, ma'am, to the PTs in the Philippines, ma'am, na affected by retrogression, ma'am?
Mm-hmm. So I had friends that are like that also in the same boat right now. So just continue what you're doing, keep the faith. I feel like whenever I prayed for it, there's always like a perfect time. Say Lord for that because I remember before when I really wanted to leave, like for my visa, I didn't have it yet and all that. I was thinking, okay, when will it be my turn? And then finally, when I got there, I realized, okay, if I left nung time when I wanted to, I probably won't be in the same facility that I am now that I love so much.
Mm-mm.
So that's what I'm thinking about lang. Yung delays, yung setbacks, yung mga stuff that you have to deal with before you leave. There's like a reason for that. So just keep the faith, keep going, continue lang in waiting because like it'll be worth it. And also like the other side of it too is like not, you're not just like furthering your career, you're not just helping your patients, you're also helping your family because you can like provide for them. So like yun nga, like there's a difference dun sa like salary back home and then salary here. So at least you know that like you're working hard, it's like being put to good use then if you're able to like provide and help your family.
So very well said, no? Parang wala na dapat ako idagdag. Sinabi na lahat ni Ma'am Patricia. So Ma'am, any suggestion na lang to Grandison? Is there any to improve ba? Need to improve ni Grandison?
To Grandison, honestly po, I didn't get to like talk to Grandison like towards the end of my contract so much. It's just like basically like clarifying everything with them. But for now, like I remember before when I first started, we had like a specific like coordinator po that gets to check in with us and all that. I don't know if they're still doing it now, but I just want to say like it helps a lot po, especially when I first started. That really helped me like transition to how it is here. And then they just make sure that okay, even if you're gonna move out, they even provide like assistance for you, like if you need to like research about where you're going. So yeah, that's just I feel like they make sure that you're taken care of. So yun po, I just want to commend Grandison for that. And if ever they're continuing that, it's like a really good thing po because that's what some agencies lack po is yung communication with their employees. So
Mm-mm.
but Grandison does very well with that.
Mm-mm. So yun Ma'am, ayun na yung last question
Mm-hmm.
ko. But dadagdag ko isa na
Mm-hmm.
lang to Ma'am, no?
Yeah,
Ma'am,
sorry po.
any message, ma'am, no, sa ating mga Filipino PTs, basically sa ating mga De La Salle, no, taga De La Salle,
Mhm.
Medical and
Opo,
Health
sa
Science
Cavite po, yeah.
Institute, no, na nagda-doubt or nagkakaroon pa ng 50-50, no, na im- kung mag-join ba sila kay Grandison or hindi. Can you give them a message, ma'am? Bakit okay magtuloy kay Grandison? Bakit okay maging isang Grandison scholar?
Like for me, if I really like still have some batchmates or like from the same school as I graduated in, like I feel like they would know by then because most of us are already here. So just continue to like process for me, continue to process with Grandison. Because again, like from start to finish, they'll make sure you're taken care of. And then they have really good like communication, like sales, like their staff are like just so nice and like accommodating as well. Sometimes you even like message them on the weekends because if you really need something or if you have a question, they're gonna respond to you as soon as they can. So for me, that's like a huge factor, especially if you're going to a new place where you don't really know anyone. So, yeah,
So,
just continue or like
mm.
sign up with Grandison.
So, ano, last na talaga 'to. So,
Yes,
last na
okay
talaga
po.
para makapagpahinga ka na, ma'am. Ma'am,
Okay lang po.
um, when you first heard the Grandison, ma'am? Ito was pumunta ba yung aming team sa school nyo, sa colleague mo, sa Facebook, or marami na bang nag-add sa'yo na Grandison ang ipilido sa Facebook? Or may kakilala, may family ka na ba sa Grandison before? And then, Grandison ba talaga yung first choice na agency mo, ma'am? Nag-try ka ba ng different agency or agency hopping ka muna, nag-search ka muna ng other agency before ka nag-down kay Grandison?
Um, from what I recall po, um, when I think it's like not really oath taking, but like an event in school dun sa new board passers.
Mm-mm.
So what happened was may mga several agencies there, but I don't think Grandison was there that time dun sa school po namin. So for some reason parang na-pick po ako like sa raffle. So I went to like an agency and then I just listened to what they had to say. And during that time, I wasn't really convinced po because no one has really signed up with them. And then after a few months, when I was like um, processing like my like papers, like for example, yung requirements, I heard about Grandison because like most of my batchmates, they signed up with them. So at first, of course, I was skeptical and I didn't really have plans
Mm-mm.
to move to the US. So I just like listened and waited. And then when I finally saw that, oh, okay, they're actually good at what they do because like some of my batchmates or like a lot of them are already sent here. So that's the time I signed up with them. And then like the processing was very smooth. Like someone checks on you like every few weeks or so, like, ma'am, did you finish your documents? Ganito, ganyan. They follow up just so they make sure that you're not like wasting your time. And they guide you throughout the whole process. So, yeah,
So yun, no?
I feel like it's, yeah.
Kakaiba siguro ng panliligaw ng aming tawag dito,
Mm-hmm.
ang aming recruiter, no, during that
Mm-hmm.
day, ma'am, no, na kaya kanya napasign. So yun, ma'am, no,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my last question, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
no, for answering all
Thank
my
you din
questions,
po.
ma'am. So a huge thank you to Miss PT Patricia Luis Moreno Potente po, no, for giving us
Thank
her
you.
time to share her inspiring journey as a PT in the United States, ma'am. And to all amazing live viewers, no, for staying today with us, no, it will be insightful, encouraging, and inspiring session, no, to stay updated to our upcoming live events, school tours, and our Grand US Career Orientation. No, make sure to follow us on our social media channels, Facebook and Instagram. It's Grandison Therapy. On YouTube, it's Grandison TV. And once again, my name is Daryl, Marketing Associate and your host for this Grandison Express Lounge. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. Bye bye. Good day, everyone.